What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about unwritten rules. We're going to look specifically at baseball, but the concept applies in a lot of different sports. Just to name a few here, well, an unwritten rule is exactly that. It's a rule that most players will follow, but it's not written in any rule book of any sorts. It's just a rule that people abide by and try to play the sport by. A few of them in baseball are going to be swinging at a 3-0 pitch. You got 3 balls, no strikes. If you swing at it, it's an unwritten rule. You don't swing at that pitch, especially if you're winning. You don't steal bases or anything like that with a lead or with a big lead. You don't swing at a pitch after a pitcher is allowed back-to-back home runs. You don't bunt for the first hit after a pitcher's been thrown a no-hitter. There's nothing against these in the actual rule book, but they're unwritten rules that most people abide by. And what happens is if a player does these or attempts to do these, the pitcher then beans the next batter, throws the ball at the next batter, and that's acceptable. It's not against any rules. It's not breaking anything, but my questions is one, is it ethical to have unwritten rules and follow them? Is it ethical to not list those rules or to list them? Is that something that sports should do or shouldn't do? I mean, our unwritten rules, there's unwritten rules in every game or every sport. And is that something that belongs in sport? Are unwritten rules something that belongs in sport? The next one is it ethical to match gamesmanship? So theoretically, you would say that you have stronger gamesmanship when you swing at a 3-0 pitch when you're up by a few runs, because it's not against the rules, but it is, by baseball standards, it's something you don't do. Now, then the pitcher, is it okay for him to match gamesmanship by throwing the ball and potentially injuring the batter by throwing the ball at him, because he's punishing him per se by throwing the ball at him for swinging at the 3-0 pitch? Is that ethical? Is it ethical to have unwritten rules in the first place? And then number two is it ethical, or is it ethical to match gamesmanship?